Hi, this is Dean with Pretty Productive. We're a mother-daughter Etsy shop that sells items for budgeting as well as planners. Today we're going to do a quick kind of closeout of the month of March. All I can say about March is I hope we never have to go through what we've been going through ever in our lifetime. So let's just start it there. And then I'm going to go ahead and set up my April budget. Our paychecks are kind of weird because it's the April 1st is our paycheck, but it's coming in on March 31st, which is Tuesday. So I'm going to go ahead and do cash stuffing now. And then you'll kind of see as I roll through March what I'm going to leave in the account versus cash envelopes because of what is going on right now in the world. So let's kind of look at March. I would say it's a budget fail, but I truly don't think anybody was prepared for what is happening. So let's just kind of do a quick review. So in my sinking funds, the only thing I used out of my sinking funds was $50 for out of the gifts category. I did use the entire medical plus $20 in just copays. I don't really know what's going on. We are still, our insurance company is still paying, even though we've never really technically paid the deductible. So that may catch up quickly, but for right now the money's in the account for the deductible and I'm just paying the copays out of the medical kind of fund that I have, but it's now back at zero. Vacation, story camp, and fitness, I have moved into from being on paper into the account today. So those sinking funds have been moved into the savings accounts. And then as far as the weekly check-ins, this is where we stand with our envelopes. So for groceries, I am over $195, and that is including the $60 that I took out of eating out and put into groceries. So I think definitely a lot of reason for that. First of all is that I did order HelloFresh more meals this month than I ever have before. I also ordered additional chicken and beef because we were having such a hard time finding it here. And then I also picked up groceries for both my neighbors and my sisters, as well as my daughter. So if I was in the grocery store and I found something that they needed, I went ahead and picked it up and, you know, not worried about being paid back for that. So that did create me being over $195 out of that budget. For eating out, I still have, I believe, 40 left. Here's my cash envelope. So groceries is empty. Very, very empty. Eating out, I still have 40. So obviously with so many restaurants closed right now, we did a couple takeouts, but they weren't very much. So we have been eating at home 3 meals a day for almost this whole month now. All 3 of us are working from home, so we are definitely going through more groceries than we have in the past. So I left my budget at $500 for April, but I think we've kind of now got a rhythm down to where I have foods for lunches and foods for breakfast and then dinner, so we're not kind of scrambling and trying to figure out what we're eating. So I think we'll be okay this month. In giving, what I ended up doing, because my church is closed, is I went ahead and put the money that I had in my giving envelope back into my checking account, and then I have just been doing my donations online. So I am not going to stuff that envelope this time. I'm just going to budget for it and leave it in the account because I don't know when they're going to be reopening. So giving, I'm going to put it to the side. Recreation is empty. Now I was able to go to Michael's and Joann's, and some other places are still open. They're doing curbside pickup. So I did need to pick up a few things for the shop, but then I also had to pick up some things like stickers that I really didn't need, but that I wanted. So personal care, there was $100 in here. I was supposed to have a massage tomorrow. They have closed. So originally they called and said, hey, we're going to be open, but your therapist that we had scheduled you with is not available. We're going to reschedule you with this person. And then they called last week and they said, no, they were closing until April 7th. So I'm going to just leave the money in the envelope until for the month of April. I'm just not putting more money in. So instead of taking it out and putting it into savings and then refunding the envelope, I'm just going to leave it as is. So there should be $100 in here. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Yes. So I was on vacation this week and I had plans to have a massage and have a manicure and pedicure, but obviously those plans have changed. Allowance, I have $38 left in my wallet right now. I really haven't spent much out of my allowance. I did put $40 on my Starbucks card yesterday because my gold card, I had used it all, which is amazing because it's the first time I put money on since Christmas because I did get some gift cards. So allowance is, I still have 38, but we're good there. And then groceries, as I said earlier, is completely done. Okay, so that's where we stand right now. And then, oh, so I have 36, not 38 in my allowance. Okay, so let's look at April. Now, April is going to be, from what I can tell, pretty much hopefully a normal month. Because we're all working from home, we're all still being paid, nobody's had their hours cut, you know, we're already, all three of us had already had days at home. I work full-time from home, but both my husband and my daughter worked at home sometimes, but now they're working home permanently. The things that I think will go up because we're all three home, besides groceries, is our electricity. So when I look at our electric bill for last March, it was only $136. I can tell you right now we're going to be a lot higher than that. We've had the lights on all day. We've been doing laundry all day. Our dishwasher has run every night because we've been cooking so much. So I'm pretty sure electricity is going to be higher than that. I budgeted $300 just as a kind of a cushion, and we'll see what it comes out to be. The other thing that will be higher will be natural gas. Because our washer, dryer, and our oven are natural gas. So that probably will go up, I would think, with just all of us being home as much as we've been. And then as far as everything else, it should pretty much stay the same. Okay, so let's get started. So this is the month of April. Okay, so for income, and you probably are familiar with the sheet, it is my standard budgeting tool that I've used for years, and I love it. So my husband and I are both paid on the first day of the month, and I just take our paychecks and divide it by 2. Expenses, I get an expense check. My company pays me back for my mobile phone as well, part of my mobile phone bill, and my office phone. And then one daughter pays me $200 a month for her insurance and her part of the phone, and the other one pays me $180 a month for her insurance and her part of the phone. So I add that in as income, so our income for the month is $9,840. So our mortgage is $3,300. We are escalating our payment on that. We moved it to a 15-year. We're paying extra on it so that it can be paid off in 7. We are hoping we will have it paid off before I can retire, so let's just put it that way. Our HOA is due this month, is $219. Our cell phone bill I've already received is $380, which is what we pay every month. Our telephone, which is the office line, is $45. Internet is $100. Netflix is $15. Now, because we've all been home and we've all been watching, I keep getting an alert from Netflix that we have too many devices on and to upgrade our account, but I'm going to see how this plays out before I do that. Our water and trash bill has already come in, so it's $143. Electric, I'm estimating $300. It's in pink just because it's not a final. Life insurance is $106. Auto insurance is $303. Gas, I have at $60. Again, it's pink. I don't know what that's going to be yet. And then pest control is $30. Next month we'll have a pest control service, and then I'll pay the bill. But I just put $30 a week away for that, or $30 a month away for that, just so I have it. I have 3 subscriptions: Elements Massage for $70, Ellie Edwards, which is a story kit, is $15, and then Audible, which is audiobooks, is $16. And then when I look at my lifestyle ones, we're going to go ahead and fill this part out. And the ones that are checked are the ones that I have for cash envelopes. So let's see, did I check giving? No, I didn't check giving this time. So for giving, I'm going to put $400 as my budget. Groceries, I'm going to leave at $500 and see how we do. Eating out at $200. I think what will probably happen again this month, if everything continues as is, I'll move money out of eating out back into groceries. Clothing, I'm going to take $100. I spent $119 last month of my $150, so I still have a little bit more money in that account. Allowance is $200. I take $50 a week. Household, I'm only going to put $100. I no longer have a cleaning service, so that this $100 is really just for a cushion of anything that we need for the house. Entertainment, I put $100, which is very optimistic. Personal care, I'm not going to fund. Medical copays, I'm going to move it to $200. I feel like every month I've gone over the $100 that I've put in, so I'm going to move it up to $200. Recreation, I put $100. And side hustle, I put $200. So side hustle, really, I should just call sticker addiction or craft addiction, because that's really what it is. So I keep my Etsy shop bills completely separated from my personal bills, but I do kind of put a cushion in here in case I want to buy something, you know, to use in a video or to use, you know, personally in my planners. So I just kind of leave that there, and then sometimes I exceed. Like in March, I doubled it. Like I went way over. So this time I really need to rein that in. I think I said that in March as well, but it really needs to be reined in for the month of April. Story Camp is a workshop that I'm going to. It did get moved from May to October. It's not a good time for me to go, but my boss said fine. I'm pretty sure through gritted teeth, but totally understanding about what happened. So I'm going to continue to fund that account, but I currently have $300 in there. I don't think I'm going to fund it this month. Let's see where we end up after we look at the bills on where we are with the sinking funds. Gifts, $500 is what's in the account. Even though I spent $50, I went ahead and threw another $50 in just to kind of make up a little bit for January. So I have $500 in there now. Fitness, I have $100. Probably not going to fund that. I don't know when the gym is going to open now. It was supposed to open like late spring. I'm not sure. Like, there's no construction happening there now. Medical, I have created a sinking fund for, you know, that deductible. So I put $100 into that, and there's $100 from last month in there. And then vacation, I was supposed to have a trip in June. I'm not sure. They have not canceled it yet, but this is just kind of my excursion money. So $1,400 is in there. And then for my debt snowball, I have the Barclay Apple. So it's the amount that's on it now is $1,172. I'm paying $200. There is not interest on that, so my balance will be $972. My Chase card, the balance right now is $2,500. I'm paying $2,000 this month, and the payoff will be $500. Now, the reason why I'm escalating this payment is my interest-free term ends in the end of May. So I just wanted to make sure that that was completely paid off. I didn't incur any interest. So what gets billed to this card now that we've kind of done all of our startup costs is any of our recurring subscriptions that we have for the shop. So this is completely an Etsy shop bill. I don't do anything from that, nor do I touch the money that's in my account that we've been paid from Etsy. So right now we're just letting that build up, and then as a go forward, if we need to replace something that's more expensive like a cutting machine or a laptop or something like that, that money will be set aside. So and I pretty much just followed the advice of my tax accountant, because he helped me to set it up as an LLC and kind of just to give me the guidelines of what I can deduct and what I can't deduct and all that thing. So he's been great. He's been doing our taxes for years. So my total debt snowball at the beginning of April is $3,672. I'm going to pay $2,200, and then my balance will be $1,472. So my total income is $9,844. My fixed expenses are $4,954. I did not bring a calculator over here. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I normally have my phone in here, but my phone has been a little crazy today, so I just turned it off. Okay, so lifestyle. This is how I back into my sinking fund. So I don't determine up front what's going to go into sinking funds. I do lifestyle, fixed expenses, debt first, and then whatever is left over is what goes into sinking funds. And then I determine from there what is a priority as far as funding. So lifestyle is $2,100, and then debt is already written down there. So if we take 9,844 minus 4,954 for fixed expenses minus lifestyle minus debt, I have $590 to put into sinking funds. Let me just make sure that adds up. 4,954 plus 2,100 plus 2,200 plus 9,844. Okay. So if you do an every dollar budget, you just need to make sure that your entire money is spent. So this is just in the perfect world. This is exactly how it's going to be spent, and we all know this is not a perfect world. So this is where I start. This is my intent, and then as the month, you know, kind of goes through the month, and you find out, oh, I had an unexpected expense come up here, then you decide where you're going to take that from. Sometimes I can shave it off of my lifestyle, you know, my cash envelopes. Sometimes I take it out of a sinking fund. And then the only thing I will always protect will be what I'm paying towards debt, just so that I stay on track there. And then your fixed expenses are what they are. Like, you can't take it out of your mortgage. They really frown on that. So you just leave those where they are, and you just shuffle everything else around. So okay, so let's go ahead and write this in, and then go ahead and stuff our cash envelopes for the beginning part of April. So paycheck number 1. I do use the Friction, the erasable pens. I do like this one the best. This is a 0.5, so it's a much finer one. I find that it erases a lot better than the other ones. Okay, so because we get paid on the 1st of the month, and then there's not another check coming in, so I've been paid once a month for years, and my husband just started, because he retired, started getting paid once a month. So I like it because I'm used to budgeting this way. But some people, it's weird not having a mid-month payment to kind of, you know, give you that cash flow again. And then my sinking funds, I've got right now a few. So what I did with Story Camp, because that's now moved to October, I thought it was going to be in May. I moved it to a Capital One 360 just so that it was totally separated from my other one. So I can just keep adding and then withdraw it in October. I've already paid for the course as well as the airplane ticket, and I have not gotten word back from American if they're going to charge me. So originally when I looked at that ticket, they were going to charge me $400 for a change, and it was $300 for the change. The ticket was $400. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. And tickets are really cheap right now. So I have to resolve that. My hotel reservation has already been moved to the new dates. So I figured that the hotel was going to be about $700, and that was including my spending money and some meal money. So I need to make sure I have in this account $700 before I leave in October. And then gifts. So I always have a gifts/Christmas account. And that's just kind of a running total. So whatever gifts that come out of this for the month, at the end of the month, I put it into the account. But I don't put it in until the end, because otherwise you're putting it in and taking it out. And then I have a goal that I set for myself to have in that account at the end of the year or before Christmas, really, so that by the time Christmas comes, I basically deplete that account. So, and that account is not just gifts, it's also all the things that are involved in the holidays. So going out, Christmas caroling and wanting to stop for hot chocolate, Christmas decorations, Christmas crafts, anything like that comes out of that fund. So everything holiday related or birthday related comes out of this fund. Fitness, this was for my gym membership. There is a deal through my work where they copay it, but I just wanted to have a little bit of cash. There's $100 in there now. I'm not gonna probably fund it this month. Medical, we kind of discussed earlier. We don't know what's going on there. And then vacation. I always have a vacation fund because even through this debt-free journey, I think the vacations are really necessary. And I feel like if you budget for it, you can go. So I've always maintained this fund. So, you know, again, if you're, you know, trying to build up your $1,000 emergency fund, and it's hard to make your bills happen, that is your priority. Vacation, going out, those are not your priority. But vacation to me at this point in my journey has become a priority because I find that, you know, our kids are grown, so us taking time together really, it becomes very special. One's married, the other one just moved back home again. So, you know, I do feel like it's necessary to have that time. But again, personal choice, that's just, you know, how we're handling it. So our debt is Barclay Apple. It is an interest-free card. Currently on there is $11.72. I'm going to pay $200, 0 interest. So my new balance will be $9.72. And then Chase. My current balance is $2,500. I'm paying $2,000. 0 interest, and my new balance will be $500. Now, what will be, you know, a little bit that might do if I add to that card, which I'm not going to add to this card, that's my plan. But if, say something happens, say, you know, my computer broke tomorrow and I had to buy another computer and I was going to put it on that card, I would, you know, then I would add that back in and then I would pay it back down again. But this is what my plan is right now. And that $2,000 payment will also account for the things that I know will bill to the account automatically. It's very few things now that we have billing to that card, but just in case. And I could always take the money out of the account that Etsy pays into. And then, okay, so mortgage. We're paying $3,300 right now just to get that paid down faster. Our HOA is $219. Cell phone is $380, and there's 4 of us on that bill, which is ridiculous how much we pay, but it is what it is. Phone is $45. Internet is $100. Netflix is $15. Water and trash is $143, and that's about what we've been running. We're running a little bit higher than last year, but then there's more of us living here right now. And also, you know, the summertime it goes up a little bit more because we have a pool. I'm estimating $300 for electric. I'm hoping it doesn't come up that high, but you never know. It's supposed to be, it's 70s here this week and it's supposed to be 90s next week. And then it goes back to 70, so who knows? Life insurance is $106. That's for my husband and I. Auto insurance is $303. So this is my 2 daughters and my husband. I have a company vehicle, so I don't pay insurance or gas for my car. 60 for natural gas. Pest control is 30. Elements is 70. Alley Edwards is 15. Audible is 16. Clothing, I'm estimating $100 this month, and I still have a little bit of money from last time. Household $100. Medical copay $200. And side hustle $200. Okay. So let's stuff envelopes. Now this was a little bit different this time because I couldn't just go to the bank and get cash because the bank was closed, which was interesting because the credit union that I belong to is inside a Super Walmart, and Super Walmart was buzzing, but I don't know. So I had to do this a little bit differently. So we're going to kind of figure this out together, guys. So for cash stuffing, my daily limit at the credit union is $500. So I took out 520s. And then I had put money away from, in the month of February, I put it savings, and I was going to add to this in March, but then I went over so much in groceries. So I had 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 that I had put away for savings. So I'm going to just put this alongside here in case we need it. I wasn't really sure. So I went to the bank yesterday. I could have gotten up this morning and gone, but you know, quite frankly, I just, no. I just couldn't make myself do it. So for groceries, our budget's $500. Eating out is $200. Giving is $400. Allowance is $200. Entertainment is $100. Recreation is $100. And personal care we're not going to fund because we already have money there. So I think what we're going to do with groceries is, I think what I'm going to do is put in $200 in cash and just leave the rest in the account for right now and see what happens. So I know I'm only doing HelloFresh twice in the month of April. I've already kind of gone through and plotted it out. And then I've kind of meal prepped for the rest of the week. So I kind of have an idea that, you know, 150 or so is going to be HelloFresh, and then the balance is going to be the grocery store. I don't know how it is in your area right now. For us, we are not in a mandatory stay at home. We're in a very highly suggested stay at home, but you can still go out. There are still places open. You're not allowed to, you can't sit at a restaurant, Starbucks, anything like that, obviously, but you can do takeout. But I'm finding that, you know, you can't, it's just not relaxing. It's not enjoyable. You have to, you know, drive through or pick up or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that eating out won't be the $200. So we're going to start with groceries at $200. And so I did not grab check registers. Okay, so I moved my filming station to my office, and the reason why I did that was there's 3 of us working at home, 3 of us having conference calls. It got very confusing in the house. So normally my room that is our Etsy shop and that I film in is at the back of the house, right between the 2 areas where everybody was working. So I pulled my desk out of there and brought it into my office, which I like having it in here. It really does kind of make it easier, but everything for filming is set up in there still. So just trust me that I will put it in. So I'm going to put 200 into groceries. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82. Now I don't, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. Okay. We have not gone to Costco because they make you stand outside and they count people in and out, and we were just like, yeah, no. But we have been going to Sam's Club, and then pretty much the best selection that I have found out there right now has been at the Walmart Supercenter, so go figure that. So $200 into groceries. For eating out, I'm going to put 100. I truly miss just going and sitting at Starbucks, because from working at home, if you have, you know, if you're now experiencing this for the first time, I've been doing this for 3 years now, I go very stir crazy, particularly if you're used to being very social at work, which I was. So I will find by Thursday that I have to just leave my house. I go Starbucks, read a book, watch YouTube videos. I just have to be around people. Even though my family is here, you know, sometimes you need to be around strangers. So I truly miss that right now. So I've been socially, what's that word that you're supposed to have? Social distancing with my neighbors. We sit in the cul-de-sac 6 feet apart and shout at each other, but at least it's contact with humans other than my family. So I have 100 in eating out plus another 40 that was left in there before. And then giving I left in the account. So allowance, I may end up just doing the whole month. Let me see where we end up here. So I have 50 for next week and then 50 for the following week. So I'm going to leave 50 in the envelope and 50 will go under the tab to be left at home. Again, if you followed my channel at all, you know I am not good with cash. I spend cash. There's no guilt involved for me. So my allowance is my one category that I don't make myself track. It's just there, and when it's gone, it's gone. And then at the end of that week, then I go back into my stay-at-home container, which looks like this, and I replenish my envelope from that. So allowance is 50 for now and 50 for later. And then entertainment, we'll get 100, and recreation, let me see where we're at. 20, 40, 60, 81, nope. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll do entertainment at 60 and recreation at 40. So 40 is gonna go into recreation. It should just be labeled craft supplies. And entertainment, my envelope is not here. I finally got an envelope and it's not here. Okay, so we'll just put this under the tab for now. Do I have an entertainment tab? No. Okay, so I'm gonna use my recreation tab. I'm gonna put it inside the envelope. This is real world, guys, right now. We're very much real world. So my recreation and entertainment both are in here for now, and then I will find what I did with my entertainment envelope and my entertainment tab. That's not it. Okay, so that basically leaves me, personal care is still funded. So of the $570 that I had, that was part of it was set aside from savings, 40, 50, 60, 70. So I still have my savings money basically. So I'm going to put that back under my tab for savings. And put that back in here. I'll put these back in here. And while I would normally take and put half of my grocery money and half of my eating out money in here, what I have found with the way things are right now, that when you go into a grocery store, if things are there, you need to buy them because they're not going to be there when you come back. I found that particularly with meat, I don't know if you're having the same issue, is that I couldn't find chicken for like 2 days, and then I went in early morning and you could buy whatever you wanted, so I was buying for it, you know, myself plus my daughter plus my sister. So, you know, I'm going to leave the money in there just so that if it's there and we need it, not to hoard it, but we can go ahead and pick it up. But, you know, the hoarding mentality is probably the biggest concern right now out there is, and I feel so bad for people that need things like diapers and wipes, and you know, we finally found toilet paper, but we've been funding everybody with toilet paper. But you know, it's really hard to watch, you know, people that need these necessities that aren't able to get them. But so that is it for today. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you're safe and healthy. I hope that you're, you know, not stressing about finances. I said this at the beginning of March, and I'm going to say it again in April, that this is exactly why we do this journey. The peace of mind of knowing that, you know, if something happens and we are missing a paycheck or our hours are cut, we still can make it. Money's gonna be tight, absolutely. But sinking funds and emergency funds give you a little bit of a deep breath. And this hasn't always been the case in my financial journey. I mean, there have been times where we literally had more bills than we had income, and my husband was working a second job. I was doing other things on the side. So, you have to kind of do that hustle. But this is why we started this journey. This is why we've continued this journey, is to have a peace of mind in something that is completely out of our control, like is happening right now. So I hope you are all doing well. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Please hit the alert so you know when we are posting. Take care, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you so much.